Well, we have finally made it here to Heythrop Park. It took us around 5 hours to get to from where we live in Wales. As it's the school holidays, the traffic was horrendous. So what should have taken us normally about 2.5, 3 hours managed to take us 5. But now we're here and it's absolutely stunning.
Hi, if you're new to our channel, we are Tom and Dom Travel and we release a new travel related video every single week. So make sure you press that subscribe button and give this video a like.
So let's talk about the arrival process here at Heythrop Park. First of all, it's worth bearing in mind that when you get here, make sure you use the postcode that Warner Hotels gives you rather than just typing in Heythrop Park. First mistake we made was typing Heythrop Park into our sat nav and it took us to the wrong place. So please bear that in mind.
So where the sat nav took us was completely random, but I think a lot of other people sort of get caught up in the same thing because they had a big massive sign outside saying this is not Heythrop Park.
So it's not just us, which is good to know. Once you arrived at Heythrop Park, the driveway to find the hotel itself is absolutely huge. It seemed to go on and on and on. Halfway down the drive there was a little hut with a few members of staff. They checked us in, gave us our welcome pack and our key cards. We hardly had to wait any time at all, and then we set off further down the drive. As we headed down the drive before we reached the hotel itself, there were signs that counted us down. It did take quite a while, but it just shows the extent to the grounds because the grounds of Heythrop Park are huge. And once we saw the hotel, we were certainly impressed. It is a very impressive building. And luckily, from the information the lady gave us when she greeted us at check-in, we could drop our bags off right at the front door. From there, we then headed to park our car, which is in a small car park, not far away from the main entrance of the hotel. But for us, we had a reserved car park space.
So here at Heythrop, there are 2 car parks, a north and south, and depending on the location of your room, you're allocated either one of those car parks. Now, we're very fortunate. We are based in the old Manor House, which is absolutely spectacular, a lot of history. And our car park is the north car park, and it is just a 5-minute walk from the main hotel, which is absolutely fantastic.
Once we parked our car, we headed straight up to our room as we'd already been given our key cards. We walked into the room and we were greeted with this behind us. It is a beautiful room. If only we could show you how tall the ceilings are because they are absolutely huge.
Massive.
The room is so spacious.
Light, airy and quite modern, really.
So our first impressions, and we have been challenged to compare it to what it's like being on a cruise ship because we've been told that it is like cruising but on land. When it comes to the room and to the hotel itself, this is very grand. This hotel room doesn't really compare to a cabin. Well,
it's about 3 times the size.
Yeah, well, a cabin that we've stayed in anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, it's about 2 decks high the ceiling is, so it is absolutely huge, much more space than we used to.
Our room 415 is called the Longview room, and for very good reason. The view from the window is absolutely spectacular, and on a clear day like today, it just goes on for miles.
Once we were in our room, we quickly unpacked, and then it was virtually time to head to dinner. Now, bearing in mind that we came here I came here after work, so we were quite late arriving, but check-in time is normally 3 p.m. So we quickly got changed and headed straight out to dinner.
It's a good thing to note that prior to your stay with the Warner Hotel, you can pre-book all of your dining venues, entertainment in advance using the My Warner Stay app/website. So prior to coming, we basically booked our dining slots, we booked all of the shows and the entertainment that we wanted to see.
Now, the app is really easy to use, but if you can't use the app, there are digital screens located throughout the hotel which you can use, and there are numerous receptions throughout the hotel depending on where you are staying. So it means there's a reception desk near to you if you have any questions.
We booked our evening meal for 6:45 in the Travelling Duke. Now that is the pub here at Heythrop Park.
Although it is described as a pub, when you're inside it doesn't really have a traditional pub feel. It does feel like a pub restaurant type atmosphere. It was very busy when we got in there. Nearly every table was full.
We had to wait a couple of minutes just while they were seating the people that were in front of us in the queue, and then we were taken to a table.
We sat right at the back, really, but on a lovely table. We were quite lucky with the table that we've got, and we waited probably about 10 minutes for someone to come to us to take our order. So first of all, we ordered drink, and then we ordered our food.
When you do book a stay with Warner Leisure Hotels, your breakfast and your evening meal are included. However, lunch and any drinks are extra and they're charged to your room account, which is very similar to a cruise ship. Here at Warner Leisure Hotels, it's completely cashless. Everything is charged to your room. You do get a summary statement emailed to you if you've set that up every single day, so you can keep an eye on your spend. Prior to arriving here at Warner Leisure Hotels, we also pre-registered a payment card so that the whole check-in process could be really, really smooth and slick. So first off, we ordered some drinks. Tom had a pint of cider and I had a pint of Madre. The drink selection here at Heythrop is really extensive and you will find something for everybody.
Really, really keen on the wine selection. There seemed to be a good choice of wines, but we started off with a beer and a cider because we were quite thirsty after a long drive here.
And we were in the pub.
And we're in the pub, yeah. Food-wise then, for starter, I ordered the garlic mushrooms. When the garlic mushrooms came, I wasn't so impressed. It was 2 mushrooms grilled, maybe, but they weren't very garlic at all, and they weren't very warm.
I chose to go for the halloumi and chorizo skewers, and they were really, really tasty. Really good size for a starter, and I thoroughly enjoyed them.
You definitely had the better option. However, then the main course came and I ordered the sirloin steak, and it looked absolutely stunning, really well presented, and actually it tasted just as good. So where we lost out on the start, we definitely picked back up for the main course.
For my main, I chose to have the gammon, egg and chips, and it was a little bit different than any other gammon, egg and chips I've ever had. This time, instead of a fried egg, it actually came with a pea and spinach omelette. Very different, very, very tasty, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The chips were really, really good as well.
Then on to our all-important dessert. Now, I had the dark chocolate brownie, and as everybody knows, I love a chocolate dessert, but this brownie was a little bit cakey, but still tasted really good.
I chose to go for the white cookie sundae, and it was very, very tasty. It had bits of banana in it, crushed up cookies, toffee ice cream. It was very, very sweet, so I didn't eat all of it. I did have a couple of mouthfuls and then passed it over to Tom to
I finished it.
He did, but it was very, very nice.
Altogether then, I'd sum up our meals saying it was good.
Overall, we were in the Travelling Duke pub for our evening meal for around about an hour and a half, which wasn't too bad, and then we quickly left to have a quick explore of the grounds. As we said, we arrived a little bit late, so we didn't really get the opportunity to have a look at just how magnificent this place really is.
We did have a little explore of the grounds, and they are fantastic. They are absolutely huge. So when we said we had explored the grounds, a tiny, tiny fraction of the grounds, and what we saw, we were really impressed. We then headed back into the main hotel to grab a drink. As we were walking into the main hotel, we came across the theatre, which is great because we did have a reservation in there. And we spoke to a couple of the guys from the entertainments team, and they said that people were already going into the theatre and that there was a pre-show show on. So we decided to head straight in there and order a drink from there. Now, there is a bar inside the theatre, so you can order drinks and take them to your table.
There is no table service here at Heythrop Park. You do need to go to the bar and actually order and get your drinks.
The pre-show was once again from one of the entertainments team. This time it was a lady named Hannah Robinson, and she was fantastic. She performed a song from one of our favourite musicals, Six, which is an unusual choice because it's not so well known, I would say, but we really enjoyed it. Fantastic singer, fantastic voice, so we really enjoyed the pre-show performance from Hannah.
We did order ourselves a couple of gin and tonics from the bar, and they were absolutely beautiful. Really enjoyed them. After Hannah had finished her performance, it was then time for the main event. So the Warner Entertainment team have put on a production show called Call Me.
This was very much like a cruise. It was a production that charted music history from the 60s all the way through to the 90s. It went from songs from the Beatles to 90s Britpop, so Blur, Oasis and things. We really enjoyed it. We found that the 5 performers on stage, 3 girls, 2 boys, were really good. And it was a nice atmosphere in the theatre, and the theatre's really decorated beautifully. The seating is great. It means everyone can see what's going on, and it's not too big, the theatre, is it? So it's much smaller than we've experienced on one of the big cruise liners. So it's really interesting to be a bit closer to the action.
The show lasted nearly an hour, which we were really, really impressed with, because the entertainment team must have been absolutely exhausted, because they really did put in 110% into the performance, and it was very, very well done.
Straight after the production show, then we headed to the second theatre in this hotel, which is called the Late Lounge. In there, they had a professional singer come in from outside of the hotel, and he was absolutely amazing. His name was Lacell Wood, and he had everybody up dancing. He really had a fantastic voice. So if you see Lacell Wood about, he's definitely worth going to see.
After Lacell Wood's performance, it was then time for the resident band, Charlbury Road.
Once again, they did about half an hour's worth of songs, which was really good, and we thought that was the end of the entertainment for the evening. But no. After we left the Late Lounge, there's the Late Lounge Bar, which again had a singer that wasn't in the production show, but is a member of the entertainment team, putting on another set, which was a bit more relaxed in feel. She was excellent, and it's in a much more intimate feeling in the Late Lounge Bar. So we stayed there roughly till about 12 o'clock.
And that was the end to a very, very long day. Tomorrow is our first full day, and we've got a lot planned.
We are going to go and explore Burton on the Water, which, according to the information sheet provided by Warner Hotels, it is the Venice of the Cotswolds. Also, we've got the Arge Band. That's Arge from The Only Way is Essex, so find out how that goes.
Thanks for watching our first day at Heythrop Park. If you've got any questions, just put them in the comments below and we'll get back to you.
And please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell to never miss a video from us.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more content available on our YouTube channel, so press that subscribe button. If you're interested in receiving daily updates, we're available on most social media platforms. Just search for Tom and Dom Travel.